Hello. Welcome to Open to the Universe QHHT with Jennifer Martinez, and I am a practitioner of QHHT as well as BQH, Holy Fire Reiki, and Soul Speak. I am just so excited to be here today, and it's just been a while. So I'm super excited. It's a beautiful day. It's the beginning of December. Wow. And where I live, it sure transforms into winter. It is full blown winter here. Here it is, the beginning of December, and we already have almost 3 feet of snow. So it's interesting. It's always interesting. I've been here now for 20 years, and I love it. It's right next to Yellowstone. It's beautiful. I'm just so thankful to be here. Just grateful to be in this spot. It's definitely a tough terrain to live in, that's for sure. Most people can't do it. I'd say this town gets to about 5,000 in the summer, maybe 3,000, but just because it's a little town, and then about down to 1,000 in the winter. So, yeah, most people can't handle it because of the cold too, as well. It's not just snow; it's cold, but it's great, and my soul's journey has lived lots of warm lives, lots of, me going through QHHT as a practitioner. You get to trade off with other practitioners, and it is pretty fun as far as going in multiple times just to figure things out, because at first you're essentially wanting to do this for healing of some kind. You're looking for some kind of relief, because life doesn't always go so smooth. Living, that's why I titled this today, Living Your Truth, because what does that look like for you? It's like, how is your daily life? When you wake up, do you wake up happy? Do you wake up already miserable? Already dreading the day? I mean, when you do that and that's your first thoughts that come through your mind, it's already exhausting. And when you live that way continuously, I mean, by the time you are 40 or 50, I mean, you're really just aging yourself so hard that you're just like, wow, I couldn't imagine living until I'm super old, right? I mean, most people, I talk to them and they dread it. They're like, oh, I don't, and really it needs to be the other way around, because when you live your truth, you feel so young, you feel so vitalized, you feel so refreshed, you feel so well rested. And I think that's why the time is now. So it's like, what was 2022 for you? What kind of year was that for you? Was it a feeling stuck part of your life, or was it a transformation and you had this beautiful awakening and you realized, and when I say awakening, I mean like you realize there's more than you just being in the body and you having to go to work and you having to take care of people, right? There's a lot of, I have to do this, I have to do that. But when you look at those have tos, you actually are choosing to. No matter what, you've chose that side. You can choose multiple ways. You could choose leaving. You could choose doing something different. You can choose anything, really. It's just endless of the things you can choose. But we are human. We are creatures of habit. There's a lot of love in us as far as feeling like, no, I feel like this is what I need to do. As far as the particular job you have, the spouse you have, the environment you have, because your environment is everything. If it's full of negatives, where's your relief at? Where is your relief? Right? It's like, I mean, you're exhausted. And that's all I'm putting out there. And it's not that, oh, I want you to just change your whole life. No, it's more of like, all right, this is my environment, but you need to feel good inside. And so whatever happens after you feeling good, then great. You need some positive things in your life, a little happiness, a little joy, a little security, a little positivity, feeling blessed, feeling grateful, feeling confident. I mean, when you start putting those words in your vocabulary a lot more than some of the negative, um, you just feel better. And that's why I love QHHT. I always fall back to that. It is my favorite technique because I do four. I offer four techniques. And I love Reiki a lot too because I just feel like since we have these 7 chakras in our body, these 7 energy sources that are in our body and above. And you can look it up. You can just go to reiki.org and that'll give you a whole bunch of information about it, more detailed. But as a practitioner, we channel that beautiful, beautiful universal energy into the spots that you need it. So what if it is maybe your heart chakra because you can't really feel, because look at your environment, look how you grew up. I mean, I grew up rough, so I'm not saying the way you grow up is a good way or a bad way. I just feel like sometimes our belief system is everything. So I feel like sometimes if we can go to a holistic healer, such as me, um, and get some relief. I mean, you can just implement these into your life, this little bit here and a little bit there. And you can do this and that. You don't have to choose this or that. Just remember that. And so that is a good concept for a lot of situations, because there's a lot, we're always choosing things. Oh, I have to just choose this or that. No, remember that in your mind. If you like both those things, you get to choose this and that. Remember that. I always just put that out there. But anyway, I love quantum healing, hypnosis technique, because if you have any particular patterns in your life, maybe you feel stuck, maybe you feel like the spouse thing you're over and over and you just can't find the right mate, or you're really looking for the best environment for you. Whatever the case is, that's what I love about Quantum Healing by Dolores Cannon. I love it because it gives you those answers. You connect to the all-knowing part of yourself. Because really, we're all, I just talked about it the other day. Someone was raving about Elon Musk. We're all we're all geniuses like him. But guess what? We have the regular environment. We have the music that's suppressing us. We have the TV shows, the computers, all this stuff that suppresses us. We don't realize that, but it drains us and it lowers our chakra vibration, our energy sources. So then we're eating in this toxic food. There's tons of out to eat food, tons of in this grocery store food. And guess what? 90% of it is filled with chemicals. And we don't realize that. Even how it's grown in the dirt, we do not realize that that it's poisonous. But what do we do? What do we have? We have no real options unless you really navigate through some of the foods. There is some good out there. But that's why people are growing gardens again. That's why they're having livestock again, because they want their own meat, their own, and hunting and things like that. And never been a fan of hunting, but I understand the concept is a better concept than, because look at our cows, look at the mass production. It's so sad and disturbing and disgusting. And I know those farmers want to push their farms because they need money. And I know it's this endless, like, then if they don't have a business, what are they supposed to do? And I get it. But I'm talking mass production. Yeah, mass production. That's what is probably not the healthiest. And look at us. We're crammed down into these lower vibrations, lower density, where then we're just dumbed down. We're constantly dumbed down. We're constantly judging. We're constantly ridiculing. We're constantly just, and does that make you feel good? Doesn't. Does not make you feel good. Like, I don't know anyone who feels so good. And you know what it is? If you do feel good, that's your ego. That's that ego negative, the demoness. We all have it. It's all there because we're these beautiful beings, right? And when we lower ourselves, there's this lower realm of entities, of energies. Sometimes we'll feel very devilish. We'll feel very like, ooh, there's this dark side of us. It's this energy that is at that level, vibration wise, because all you have to do, and if you want to see what I mean, take all that stuff out of your life for a few days. Take it all away just for a few days to see what it feels like. You will rise above all of it. You won't want to listen to any of it. You'll realize, whoa, I guess I didn't miss it. But in those few moments, you thinking that you won't have it will make you want it more. It's that low density, it's that negative, it's that gripping to us. And of course, we came down here to observe it, to experience it. That's why we're human. That's why we came here. We came into the body. I mean, we are not the body. We are this beautiful, mighty being inside this body, this shell, and it is a matrix, but that's okay. It's a beautiful matrix when you really get involved and really enjoy life. You realize the beauty of Earth. You realize Earth is alive. You realize she is a real being and that there's just so much more. So much more on Earth. This is why we love it here. This is why we keep coming back to fix it. But this is what's happening as we move into the future. Yeah, as we go into 2023, I mean, things are going to start to shift. You're going to see more people positive, more people doing what they love, living their truth, basically, living that part of them that is happy, healthy, secure, positive, blessed, grateful, confident, right? And magnificent. And you're going to see that more and more and more. And you're going to say, wow, what'd they do? All they started doing was loving themselves. That's all they did. It's just start loving themselves, start going to not the regular doctor, not the ones who are just like, here's a pill, because does it help? That's just my curiosity. Does it help? I don't know about that. And maybe it balances it, but does it though? I'm really, really curious about that because my whole life, here I am going into my 40s, I've never been on a pill, ever. I've just learned to follow my path. And I've just learned that why do I want to be basically sucked into them manipulating you, them degrading you, your doctor, and they'll say snippety little things. I catch them here and there. They try to be all friendly and they say these funny little, and it's like subliminal messages. And it's probably because I'm more aware of it. But I see it because that is how they learned in school how to talk to you when they came out into their career. I mean, they went to school to learn the technique of manipulating you, subliminal messages. I mean, of course they did. Of course, because I see them slide it in there. And what happens is, as a practitioner, I know this. It's like an agreement with the body. It was like, oh, okay, I need to do this over and over and over, and I need to come and see you over and over and over. Why? You're a mighty being. You're a mighty being. You're brilliant. You're magnificent. Your body is so magnificent. It's brilliant. It's the best of the best. I mean, you are a walking God. You are a walking God, period. There's no question. I will never question the universe ever again. I know it to be true, and I know us to be all gods, all brilliant, all brilliant. We all have the Elon Musk brain. the magnificence of us. We're all geniuses. That's the thing. But look back at our history. They've, the common people have always been dumbed down. Always. Always, always, always. You would, and then all of a sudden, here and there, you would get great ones out of the group. I don't think so. No, we're all great. They just chose a couple to make it look like they were the ones who were great. It's just like, no, don't even. Like I will never question that part of myself ever again. I know we are all geniuses. I know we could all create amazing things, but we don't. But look at our environment sometimes. How are we supposed to? We fill ourselves full of sugar that blocks us, full of chemicals. So our body is constantly just trying to process that. And geez, by the time you get 60 and 50s and 60s, some of us are so ill we can't do any of it. Right? We're constantly going to doctors and psychiatrists, and we're just trying to figure it out. Why is this like this? Little do we know we need Reiki every day in our lives. Each and every one of us needs to be doing Reiki. We can actually do it on ourselves. We're actually divine creatures that's something that we should be doing on a regular basis. And we should all be somehow putting some kind of an exercise in our lives, no matter if it's something that, that we really love. So whatever it is that's physical for a little bit, a nice walk, fast walk. I mean, you can really, there's so many exercises for every type of person, It's just caring about your body. It's just caring about your soul. It's caring about your mind. It's caring about your environment. So when you start loving yourself and taking really good care of yourself, emotionally as well, and well rested and well fed and well hydrated, making sure we actually have really fresh, pure water in our body to cleanse our organs, to cleanse the body, so it doesn't have to work so hard. So that way, then you can focus on really great things, is maybe getting outside for an hour and walking. Just go for a walk or ride your bike or sit outside. I even feel like just being outside in nature, even just sitting there, would make you feel a little rejuvenated, hearing the birds, hearing whatever, just other people. Okay, so I really wanted to express how you could get that in your life. So really having a session with a practitioner and really caring about that. So if you're going to choose to get a practitioner and see what QHHT really is, or see what Reiki is really like, find the right practitioner. You might have to do a little research. If you're good at going on the computer and looking at all the videos and experiencing that, you're going to be really good at looking up a few different practitioners and really just hearing what they have to say and connecting. Like, feel that connection. Is it like a little ping, like, yeah, it's like a little compass inside you that says, yeah, this is right. Listening to yourself, but not this. So there's a fine line. So at the very beginning, right now for you, if you're just waking up, you're not going to know the right voice inside you. Sometimes the conniving side tries to take over and pretend like it's the good side, right? And then it ends bad. It ends negative. That's what I want you to become aware of, right there. So you're going for it. You're like, hey, I'm going to start to live my truth. I think I'm awake. As far as knowing there's a bigger picture out there, knowing that we're, coming here to learn and experience, and you're not the body, you're in a body. So when you start to get that grasp and you start to understand that, and you're like, okay, I am an office worker or something like that. And okay, maybe I'm not super happy there. What's cool for me? And it's finding your passion, maybe your creativity of something that brings you just happiness, and you just feel so true doing it, you know? And maybe just putting your toe into it. Don't quit your job. Don't just run off and jump off the cliff and quit your job and move and all that. Do it in a way that it comes to you perfectly. You know, you may actually need your job to get you to where you want to be. So it's really just feeling that path and that vibration and knowing you're on the right path. And when you know you're on the right path, everything will go very smooth for you. The doors will open. You won't trip and fall. You'll feel confident. You'll feel excited. And that's what I first want you to initially feel. And that's just you manifesting, because we manifest every single day. We just don't realize we do it. Um, and then I want you at that point, once you start to feel that, your next step would just really be applying that passion. Then you would act on it. Basically, you would act on that passion that you finally connected to, that path, because you're not going to get to that path in the low vibration. Like, there's no road from low vibration to this beautifulness. What you have to do is just raise your vibration. And that's essentially finding your passion, something you really like to do a lot. And whatever it is, what if you're want to be a full-time artist? What if you want to be a full-time counselor to help people? I mean, there's so many options that whatever fits you. It's a doctor or a nurse. It's the same concept. It's like when you feel drawn to that particular field, it's because either it makes you, you want to be drawn like excited. I guess I should make that a clear. It's like when you do it exciting and you're like, oh, I just can't wait for tomorrow. There's another exciting part and another exciting. And when you do it like that, that's what I'm talking about. So it's really listening to this beautiful divine part of yourself, because your angel, because it's already hard enough on this planet in some parts of the world. I see it. It is so hard. I've lived it. My first half of my life is like, it was so hard. I actually didn't think I'd live past, like, I don't know, 30 or something. Like, I remember that feeling is like, if I have to live like this any longer, is like, I don't know how long I could go, right? Because it can be so hard. I've had the poverty life. I've had the never had enough. I had poverty thinking, actually. I didn't realize it was my environment. It was the people around me. And I can't criticize my mom or my dad, because what was it like when they were kids? Were they criticized? Were they abused in some kind of way when they were kids? So you really can't criticize, oh, hey, you can't criticize your parents so hard, because where was their love? You know what I mean? And some of us didn't even get parents. I know so many people who came into this world and they just couldn't get that, they just didn't have the parents to even get the love. Hi, it is so good to see you. I'm glad you that I'm on here. I'm just super excited about today. It's the end of the year, and just, want to do an awesome little podcast. I haven't been on here in a while. Lots of things have been going in my life, but I realized it was things that I needed to shift to, basically. Yeah, because I was just going one way and it was all good. And then, things happen and it really does change you. It's amazing. So yeah, so back to that. I raised my vibration by centering myself. It was like, okay, I can't go from outside in to center myself. I can't find anyone to fix me, right? And that's how we all essentially are. As a practitioner, I wouldn't even be fixing you. I would just guide you, because I know the tools to lead you, to help you get that self-healing that we all essentially can do on our own. So I have my own mentors as well. And so I like to listen to them when I'm feeling a little off. They lift my vibration there. No, just reassuring me that I am this, well, we all are, but I am a mighty being and I have the ability to live my truth. And when you start to do that, you don't start to listen to this dark side of you. The dark side is like, oh, be lazy. Oh, get on your phone and flip a few more times on the social media. Oh, and then it's like 10 minutes, an hour, and you're still possibly, not saying you, I'm saying in general, you could be hooked to social media for hours. And then you're like, oh, well, whatever. It's the end of the day. I have to go to work tomorrow. I have to do this, and that. And you're already living the day ahead versus just being in that moment. You're home, you're relaxing, you're, you're doing something that you really love. Oh, good. Um, so anyway, and I love to do affirmations. I'm all about affirmations. And that's just saying really nice things to myself, because before I was saying really mean things to myself. Like, oh, you're never going to be good enough. You're not as good as this person. You're not as good as that person. You will never be anything good. Right. So I was doubting myself. I was bad talking me. I was like just shutting me down. I was like, you will not be great. Right. So it was just realizing that everything I was saying, it mattered, and I really went through it this year. It felt like a teeter-totter. Like beginning of the year, I was so well balanced, felt so in harmony with myself. And then I could tell that the people around me was really loving it. They were like, wow, you have such great energy, and here, blah, blah, blah. And then summer came for me and I got so busy, maybe even a little like not caring about myself. I started to care more about others, right? And I was slacking at this beautiful self-love that I had for myself at the beginning of the year. And I started to doubt myself. My vibration was starting to go down because I wasn't working on myself anymore. It's like a muscle. So yeah, you can say these things once, but guess what? You have to repeat it until you're so good at it that it's just, it just happens naturally. And that muscle wasn't super strong. It was in the middle. And so my vibration went not down low, but it got to the point where bad talk to my own self was hurting me. My hip was hurting. I remember having all these issues. And then I would say after about 3-4 months, I realized that. And I started to like take notice of it because I'm aware of the bigger, it's just like I'm aware of those kind of things. And I was like, wait a minute, no wonder I'm off. I haven't done anything to hook myself up. I haven't done any self-love. I haven't done any self-care. So I hooked up with my friends who are other practitioners of holistic healing, and basically them doing like Reiki on me, just with their energy and the universe, just clearing my energy and that's why I love Reiki as well, because it clears our minds. It clears just all sorts of, yeah. Yeah. And so when I put those things, okay, so in that case, I always like to, and this is something I learned, is and it is your choice, of course, it is your deal, but I always like to center to the heart. And when I know I've meditated on it and cleared my mind of all the negative, push it all away, all that negative, because it clouds your judgment. And so when you ask by heart, because see, sometimes people in our lives are there for a reason. They're teaching us something, or and we haven't quite learned it. I don't know what it could be that they're teaching you, but it's whatever your situation is and your long history with them. That's why I love quantum healing as well. You can go under and you can see why you have that person in your life maybe causing a disruption where you're like, gosh, I can't be happy. But you know what it is too? You rely on that person to give you the happiness. So when they can bring you down, it's because it's a weird thing. I know it, but it relies on them. And I notice my husband does the same thing. Is he'll come home and he'll maybe had a hard day at work, and I didn't know that. But at first, and this is where I said my vibration can go down too, and I hadn't worked on myself. And it was like too much. He was relying on me to give him like a certain feeling. And you can't do that, right? And when you become aware of it, you realize that they need to be centered as well, centered to source, centered to the truth of who they really are. And that's why I love Reiki, because your energy sources get blocked or they're overactive and you can't think clearly. You judge, not you, but I'm just saying in general, it just happens. It's natural of what the other side will do to us. It'll make us judgmental. It'll make us criticize. It'll make us just feel uneasy. And then sometimes it's hard to feel like what is even real and what, because that's what I was saying earlier about the negative, trying to pretend like it's the positive. It will do it. But guess what? There's a fall through. It always turns out negative. So remember that. And then you go, okay, wait a minute. I must not have been connected to my true positive self, because naturally life is supposed to be like easy and natural, but it's tricky. It's like a little cobweb. It can be sticky over there and whatever. Okay. I think, right. And then there you go. And that's what's a beautiful thing. And when you come to that conclusion and you feel like that's the truth, and you really divinely have connected, then that is perfect for you. It's perfect for you. And you have to go with it, because if you could never be your truth, you could never live your truth with someone like that, you have to take notice of that and become aware of it. And yeah, and just always remember during chaos, try to stay positive, because at the end, it'll benefit you. You'll see the turnout is what I mean. Is like when you're living your truth and there's chaos in front of you, just keep living that truth and you'll know it'll work out perfectly. It'll work out so smooth and you'll feel good. And that energy is beautiful and it's great. Yeah, right. Yep. Just believe you can change by looking at the situation with love and light too. It's like, all right, love and light, love and light to that situation. Because I have lots of situations like that where I'm like, my family actually. And I'm like, okay, all right, mom. It's my mom's side. Love them. They're great. They're my family. But it's dysfunctional. And as a practitioner, I always want to help everyone. And you always want to help your family. But, I realized everyone's my family. I swear, anytime I connect to anyone, I feel like I've known them for so long. And it's just always love and light to you guys. That forever. It will always be that beautiful, positive love and light. Like, don't change who you are. You're amazing. And you have to remember that. You're magnificent. You're a mighty being. You're a walking God. And I'm not being sarcastic and I'm not lying. I feel like it's true. I feel like it's the truth that we all need to follow. And we don't need to be manipulated to believe that we have to live life a certain way. We can be as we want to be. We all like different things. And guess what? That's awesome. That's the best part of us, is we're not the same, but yes, we're all human. And I wish other people would take that in as, it's like, yeah, we all are human, but guess what? We're all awesome. We're all incredible. We all bring something to the table. We literally all bring something different to the table, period. Yeah, I think so. Definitely. Yeah. So my family is that, and I'll be minding my own business, and they'll definitely be like little vultures of like, let's bring drama and chaos. And I always look at that as like law of attraction, because whatever you put out, you get back. Right. So it's that deal. And I just try to send love and light, because I know that love wins and I know light wins over any of the darkness. It sheds light right on that darkness, shines right on it, and it goes, oh, you exposed me. I will vanish. But when you live your life so exciting, when you live every day where you're so excited because there's going to be something cool that is going to come your way, because you know the universe is going, it's because you ping this out to the universe of like, I want excitement, I want something cool, I want something fun, I want to feel good every day, I want to feel revitalized and rested, and I don't want my mind to have 1,000 thoughts per second. As a woman, that's what happens. I swear, these thoughts come in and we get overabundance, and then we're like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna do this, right? Anyway, I feel like that happens a lot. And that's why I love meditation. I love even just quieting the mind with I like Reiki music. It's just kind of a nice, soft harmony. And I like that. It's soothing. We have to be careful with modern day music. It is tainted to lower our vibration. So remember that when you put on anything 2000s. I realized there was a cutoff mark of 2000s. Anyway, so just remember that when you're listening to music. Not to say that you can do whatever, but you'll feel less connected. You'll feel less of like doing anything good for yourself when you listen to the music, when you listen to the social media. It will lower your vibration, and that's their whole goal, to dumb us down, because we're amazing, we're magnificent. So just remember to stay positive during any kind of chaos, because chaos will still try to grab you. It will say, wait a minute, you can't leave me, don't leave me, you'll regret it. That's what the mind does. That's that chaotic fight or flight. Remember that. So if you're always feeling anxious and anxiety, that's because you're in this fight or flight mode vibration. So to get out of it, you are going to do some self-love to yourself, tell yourself some good things every day. So good self-talk. If you have practitioners of Reiki or quantum healing, any of that in your area, reach out to them. I'm telling you, you'll benefit. You'll feel great. They're doing light work. We're light workers essentially. And so light work to bring us all into this light work. We're all light workers. We're all beautiful light. It's just not all easy. Of course, it's definitely not. We get put in poverty living, poverty thinking. We get confused because there's so much information coming at us. And then there's accurate information jumbled in the chaotic information. So that's tough too, because we all like different things. We all absorb differently. Yeah. And so as you start to act on your passion and you move forward, you'll just feel good. And you don't have to stay in that particular, whatever passion you have picked for the first one. You don't have to stay right there. Just do it to the very best you can do it, with zero assumptions to being whatever level and wherever you're at. Just do what makes you happy, and then move on to the next, because it could be something else that could bring joy into your life a year or two later. You just don't know. So that's following your path. That's living your truth. And I'm not saying quit your day job and just jump off a cliff and do all these things, because you can't do that. That's literally not the way to do it. It's like, take it in and take baby steps and start to learn something you like. And once you're really good at it and you feel confident enough that you can make the money doing something different, that's when you quit your job and move on to the next, because you have to get a setup. You have to set yourself up, because that yeah, it's not smart to just be like, okay, this is what I'm doing and goodbye. So remember that. Um, I always like to say, just become aware of the negative. I think as soon as you realize this negative is grabbing on you, then you realize, wait a minute, okay, wait, there is the negative talk. There is the downing. It's telling me to, I'm not good enough. It's telling me I suck, right? Because it happens to all of us. We're in this in between. We're trying to get out of that. And I feel like every time we try to get out of it, we have this poverty thinking of, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I wasn't really good in school, or I wasn't really good at that job, but I did it anyway, and it made me miserable. So look at that. Look at even the feeling of that. I think we have to really just pay attention to how we feel, and don't rely on others to make you feel good, because they're never going to fill it up. They're never going to fill that feeling inside up. When you love on yourself, you fill it up. Yeah, because if you can do it baby steps, I just feel like you can really then understand. And it's like, anytime you like learn something, yeah, you can learn it, but do you understand it? You know what I mean? And so when then you understand it, then you can implement it in your life, baby steps. Because like I said, look at where we live and look at our environment, maybe our family. There's a lot of things that I know people would love to resolve, would love to send some love and light to it, and just let it be resolved and be done with. And I think when we do that, it feels better. I mean, I know we all essentially want to feel better. It's already what I see out there is everyone is looking to others for a good feeling. And really, like I said, you really need to look within. You really need to connect yourself with this. Like, you really have to be like, yes, I am amazing. I I can do that job. I can create my own business. I can, it's like all these really beautiful affirmations of that self-empowering part of yourself, and maybe learning a few small little techniques of your own, of Reiki, but like from the practitioner, say, what can I do extra when I go home? Great. The practitioner is going to know, because that's all the practitioner has been doing is practicing Reiki, right? And that's essentially it. So they should be able to pass on a couple small little things you could do, little meditations. Don't go overboard with meditations. I feel like just do it as it comes, because, maybe do it like 3 days a week instead of every single day, or that's what I mean. It's like, don't just slam it down your throat. It's just too much. Because we still have to live. We still have to be in this 3D world, this environment. Yeah. Oh, that's so great. So exciting. It's exciting to do something that feels good inside, And when that all is, and you believe that this is true to you, oh boy, that universe law, cause and effect, it is pinged out into the universe. It is coming right back to you. Good, good, good. Yep. So always stay positive. And guess what? This is the other thing. When the negative comes and you are really on a roll with your positive, right? You're really on a roll. You're like, I've got this. And then all of a sudden, a day of negativity. Just remember to tell yourself, those aren't my thoughts, because my thoughts are beautiful, positive, outgoing, it's like you build yourself right back up. You overpower that one negative thought with just a handful of affirmations. I am happy. I am successful. I am secure. Whatever makes you feel good in that moment. Those I ams, they validate it and overpower that dark side of us. And it's not like overpower, it's like shining light on the dark side. And maybe when things pop up and you have to choose this or that, remember to be in the middle, and you might want to choose this and that. I think that's really important too, because I feel like this is the planet of opposites. So we're in our mind to think we have to choose this or that, pick this one or that one, you know? I love it. It's great. Yeah, I'm the same way. I believe that, um, money will come to you perfectly, easily, effortlessly if you follow your passion. If you're already doing something you love, the money will just come, right? And that's how I feel about that. I don't feel like, I know the 3D world is like, oh, I got to get this job to make $100,000. And it's like, okay, well, then you're going to get a house and all the stuff to go with it. And you're just going to be bugging out because you're going to be trying to make that money every single year, the rest of your life. And what kind of life is that? You know what I mean? I guess if you're happy, does all that stuff make you happy? If it does, perfect. If there's no negativity, that's perfect. Great. I'm so happy for you. I love your success. That's great. But when you do get to those spots, if anyone is listening or ever hears this, it's like looking at humanity as like a whole, equal, and not as like, oh, they're down there. It's just that they didn't choose to live that way, choose to work their tail off like that. They didn't choose to have all that money. They're choosing not to. They're choosing to just be regular people who live a good, common life. And that's not so bad either. That's why I say it's like, and I live a regular, common life. I don't live in a luxury by any means. I mean, sure, it's nice I suppose, to have the money, but for me, I just know it'll come. Yeah, that's awesome. My friend's the same way. I love it. I mean, I like my regular house, my regular, it's just like, I like all the, yeah, sure, I'm sure it's all fancy, but it's just regular. I just like regular stuff. I guess that's just the type of person I am. It's because that's, I came from the poverty way anyway. So, and that was regular to me. So, I'm only giving you these beautiful affirmations because I just want you to know inside that you are amazing and that you can literally do anything. And that's why I do these podcasts, because you don't need to change who you are. It's just like you implement these beautiful parts of you, is all I'm saying. And not just get super sucked into the negative, because it's exhausting and it's miserable and it's not the best life, just that emotional part. Because we need to live where we live. I mean, that's just where we feel comfortable and that's our environment. And that's great. That's why I say that. But balancing your chakras are amazing. They will hook you up every single day. They will heal. I mean, your body will heal. If you have any elements, anything wrong, Reiki, essentially, you can heal. It's self-healing, period. Nothing else about that one. It's just self-healing. You truly can resolve some things, but sometimes we need an actual QHHT session. And that's because we want to get some clear answers from the universe, from the higher self, saying, oh, okay, your soul's journey, you've had a few past lives that were this, this, and this, and they could have been really rough, right? But we didn't learn our lesson. So we saw that when we left the body and we were like, oh, I didn't accomplish this lesson and this lesson, but I love the people that I connected with because, essentially we are one, but also we're individual souls that have journeys and we know it. And when we're on the other side, we can see that and we say, hey, I like working with this soul, which it could be mom, aunt, uncle. But guess what? When we come back into this life, we're going to have to change it up. And you're going to be my niece, nephew, and grandma. So it could be like that because it's trying to figure out another way for you to learn that lesson, whatever it is. That's awesome. Oh, that's great. I believe you can too. I believe you're amazing. I believe that you are the light of your family too. You have to remember that it's like you came to that family because you're the light, because no one else is aware of their light. So you shine your light and that shines through. And then they can't understand it. But guess what? Like the spiritual side of them can. They can. It's the human side that is like so asleep, that is like, what are you doing? So my family's the same way. And I feel like I'm their light. And that's why we choose to come back to these families, because we know the other ones are not awake and they can't understand what are you doing? Like some of them think we're weird or we're miracle workers, and that we can just be like, okay, you're better. And it's like, no, this is self-healing. This is where you want to work on yourself to make yourself better, not me making you better. I can't do anything. I'm just a regular person, or I'm a god, but I can't make someone do anything. Anyway, none of us can. That's why it's like, if I can just send love and light and do my practices where I guide you, that's what it's all about. So, and basically you want a stable foundation. That way you can build your life up to this beautifulness. I love it. Good. That's awesome. And laughter. Yes. Thank you for saying laughter, because I feel like we don't laugh enough. And there's a few of us that are just way too serious out there. And if you're ever that serious and you become aware of it, step back, maybe laugh a little. I've done that. It does make the other person mad, but I say, why are you so mad? Like, what really is making you mad? Is it me laughing? Because I'm not going to get that hung up on an argument, right? Especially over something silly. And that's the heavy side, saying, oh, you're not allowed to be happy. You're not allowed, And that's all it's doing. It's just trying to bring you back down. And it's amazing. Yeah. But anyway, when we have balance, we feel stable, we feel secure, we feel full of energy, we feel healthy, we feel happy. It all starts with our foundation. Yeah, they do. That's exactly what I mean. My husband, he gets so mad. And I'm just like, hey, you're not going to, nope, you don't create my life. I create my life. We all create we all create our own lives. Hi. I know it. Me too. I mean, it's always over something silly. And I'm like, really? I'm like, really? Yeah. So anyway, yeah, just having a well balanced foundation is right off the bat. If you feel secure at home and feel secure where you live, that is great. That's where it all starts. And then it's just working on, working on balancing your chakras and maybe possibly having a session. Yeah. So let me see. I was just going through my book. Yeah. And even I noticed with blocked or overactive chakras, we can kind of get stuck in low energy for sure. That it definitely doesn't help. What was I going to say? I was just kind of going through my notes.
Where's that heater?
My dog. I'm doing my podcast. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's see. Yes. So anyway, I was going to go back over this. My dog, he is loud. He is Australian Shepherd Border Collie mixed, and he's a little ham. He just always wants to make himself known, and somehow he is here. He's like, I'm here, you guys. You can't see me, but I'm here. I was going to go over my I wanted to like express like how the chakras, like if you have blocked chakras, I just thought that was cool. Yes, I do too. They're just so cute. Yep, he doesn't have a tail. He's just a cute little boy. Um, okay, where am I? I got a little, my dog just like threw me off there, of course. um, yeah, so what I'm going to be offering too, I wanted to put that out there since I've been on here for a little bit, is I want to do group regression, and it's a nice light trance. It's just going to give you like a skimp of maybe what could be going on, any kind of situation you can get an answer to. And I'm going to do that probably 3 days a week. Now that it's winter for me, it's a little different atmosphere because I live in a tourist town. It's slow at this time of year. So I like to do some online things. And so I'm really excited about that. So if you don't follow me on Facebook or YouTube, check out my Open to the Universe QHHT or Jennifer Martinez. That is my name. And I did partner up with Happy Lions Center. They are my platform. It is with my friend who is the head lady. Her name is Blair Hall. She's amazing. And we just work so well together. So we just kind of came together, and she really built this platform for other light workers to just get out there. But I am going to be offering, group regression. I'm excited about that. And I do online QHHT. Well, it's actually going to be Beyond Quantum Healing, BQH. And so that offers online access. So one-on-one, pretty much the same deal as Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique by Dolores. It was one of her students, her original students. And she just wanted to do something that was available online. And I thought that was great because as we move forward, we are using technology like that. And so I could do Reiki online, and I can offer BQH online. So I'm really, really excited about that. So if you guys ever want to do that, here's my website, and you can email me, and I would love to connect to anyone who would love it. So there's my email, and so I'm really excited about that. And I love this group regression. So it'd be multiple people, but I put everyone on mute. And as you would listen to my voice, I'd take you through 3 parts, and it would be a past life. You would meet your angel or spirit guides, whoever would present themselves. And then at the end, you would just really, like, if you had any situation you wanted resolved in that moment, you could just get like a skimp of it, like what it could be, the answer. It's definitely more for fun, so you really couldn't take it super seriously. That's why the actual session is amazing, because you really go under with a true session, and really, really, truly receive answers. But this is more, the group regression is more just for fun. I get excited for that part because, whatever pops up, how fun, or it's activating our imagination. I realized that our imagination that we have gets downplayed. It just gets shoved down into the dirt, and we don't have an imagination. And some of us can't see, like third eye. I mean, like as you would see, like not with our eyes open, I mean. And we all have the ability, but it's blocked. And so that would be something else that I would activate, is your imagination. And that is pretty cool. Let's see. Also, I just wanted to put out there, let's see. So working on that, just affirmations. What would be good to say? And you can say, here's a really good one, is all is well. Everything's working out for the highest good. And out of this experience, only good will come, and I am safe. So you're telling the universe that no matter what the situation, all is well. And then you're also telling yourself, the ego, because you have to remember you're a multidimensional being. You're more than just the ego. You're more than just the spiritual side. We have multiple personalities. It's just how it is. We have multiple facets of ourselves. And you're telling your ego that you're going to be safe, because the ego needs to always know it's safe. The ego is only good at a couple things: making sure you're safe, making sure you've eaten or food goes in the body, and that you're working. It's like the main things. And the mind doesn't know how it's going to happen. The human mind is designed to know how things are happening. It's only designed to know the physical experiences. All humans need to do is act on your highest excitement of your capability. So whatever you're capable of acting on. And then if you stop acting on your highest excitement, it stops the whole process. So, I was telling you earlier, was like, you're doing good, and all of a sudden, there's this negative, right? And you stop because you've said, oh, I'm not good enough. I might as well stay with him. This is going to never change. This is never going to be better. So you've stopped that whole beautiful path that you've created that was just perfect and divine, and you've raised your vibration to it, and you believe it, and you've trusted yourself, right? And the universe always has to throw another little ping at you, because really deep down inside of you, there's still a belief system, no matter what, no matter what. And that could be the side that says, no, you're not that good. No, you're not that great. They're better. They're always going to be better than you. When that comes to surface is when you need to be like, say like a few extra positive things, maybe take yourself out of the situation that you're in, maybe bring yourself to a meditation state, maybe listen to something soothing, anything to build yourself back up, because there is going to be this little bit of a roller coaster until we really get to the end of 2023. So 2023 is about to happen, and 2022 was a great year as far as us waking up. Maybe some of us, we're all at different stages. Maybe some of us were teeter-tottering this year. Maybe some of us just woke up. Maybe some of us, so there's a lot of different stages where we're at. Don't be so hard on yourself. Remember that you don't ever deserve anything that is negative and hard on yourself. Don't ridicule yourself. Don't criticize yourself or others, because as soon as you do what you're doing when you do others, is you're still doing it to yourself, because you're just reflecting the things you have to work on. If that person comes in and they just trigger this off of you, is because that's something you still need to work on. That's why it keeps happening. So it could be that. And it could be something that you say, okay, enough is enough. I see the pattern, and that's it. See? Yeah, I'm so glad. That's wonderful. It's like, and that's what I mean. We're all at these beautiful stages. It's like, wow, 2022 was a great year for me too, as well. Although it was a teeter-totter year for me. I felt back and forth. I felt pulled into this negative, saw some things I didn't want to see, went through it. But I realized I wasn't really trusting the universe, trusting that it was really pinging out there and really pinging back to me. I wasn't trusting that. And that was happening. And when I really paid attention, I was like, oh, right. It's like, practice what I preach. Here I am saying this to others, and, it happens. We just get sucked in. We're all human. It just happens. But I realized that I needed to just trust myself, trust that I'm a mighty being, trust that everything good comes to me, and trust that I'm here for a purpose. And that purpose could just be the light. As I walk around, people see my light, and I noticed that even in my town, we get a lot of people from overseas, so in Europe and things like that. And I just love the world. I mean, everyone who I end up meeting they're great people. They're great. It's like almost every single person. They're great. Anyway, it's just like, and they're just attracted. They're just like, hey, and they don't even know me and they want to say hi to me. Like at the grocery store. I just thought that was really sweet. I was like, wow, okay, thank you. I'm very shy, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. And you'll probably be one of our main ambassadors as we move forward. There's going to be the ones who are a little ahead. And you will be helping, if not guiding, the people, because as we move forward, even Earth's energy is rising. So anything negative that we haven't figured out or got out of our system, and we pass away and we go, oh gosh, we're not coming back to this beautiful planet. You will be going to another planet with lower energy, dense energy. It'll be even harder to learn, harder to take in, and who knows how long your soul will be trapped in that reality. That's the thing. That's what we're trying to wake up from. That's what we're trying to expand from. Knowing that we don't have to have karma. That law of attraction is really what's happening. Karma is just action. It just says, oh, I didn't learn that lesson. Okay, I'm going to go back and I'm going to learn that lesson. But I'm going to change the role because it didn't work as me being the daughter. It didn't work as me being the aunt, right? So you'd be like, oh, I need to be, another part of the family, whatever it is. So I feel as there are stronger awakening people who've waken up and they've realized it and they've just been through it. And now they're here going into 2023. It's like, you guys, we're in the future. This is so much the future as, I mean, when I was a kid, I never even thought of the 20s. Like, I don't know. I just never thought, wow, I thought, wow, the 20s is so the future when I was a little kid. And here we are. And here it is. And I feel like we're all a little stuck. We're all a little low vibration. So it's like us common people, just regular people helping each other, right? We chose this role for a reason. We chose to be a regular person for a reason, to bring that light in this environment. We have to know how they're living. We have to know how the emotion is for people who are just, hey, they're living their regular life. See all the time. It just blows my mind. Okay. Anyway, what else was I going to say? It will always benefit me. Who cares what's happening? It will always benefit me. Okay. So it's not caring about that, like your mind doesn't know how it's going to happen. It's just designed to know how things are happening. I love that one. I have to learn. Oh yeah, this is another good affirmation. I have learned that we don't always stay positive 100% of the time. And I include myself in this knowledge. As much as possible, I see life as a wonderful, joyous experience. So it's just acknowledging that, yeah, it's not always 100% perfect, positive. I know some people are like, there's no way you can be that. Why not, though? I always say, as you're learning to get there, it's not going to always be 100% positive. Okay, fine. But once I get there, I know I'll be able to keep that strength up. It's like exercising. It's like if you want abs, it's like if you want to change your diet and you want a lifestyle and you take away dairy or something. I'm just saying, or you are sick and the higher self said, ooh, take away pasta and noodle, anything like that, right? It's that kind of same strength that you're building. It's like, okay, at first it's going to be really hard to take away dairy. Everything has dairy in it. I might cry a little bit because I really love dairy. It's the same strength. It's the same concept. It's just literally the same. It's like you having, it's a little painful at first to get out of that energy, that realm, that pattern. But once you do and you start to be like, wow, I've gotten through it. It's 6 weeks later. Wow, I don't even miss dairy. It's 4 months later. It's 5 months later. And you're like, yeah, it's no problem. Yeah, it's great. Oh, awesome. Thank you. And it's the same concept. at first you're not going to be that positive. And then as you grow and strengthen that, and you start to see joy in all experiences and know that it's okay, and that, yeah, it is. It's amazing. You just have to get there, and it's not always super easy to get there. It's a lot of, you got to be very ambitious. That's why I say surround yourself with people who are positive, as well as go out there and meet some practitioners of self-healing, of holistic healing. So any acupuncture, Reiki, massage, I just think anything to do with the body that could hook it up, that would just make it feel better, you should do. But quantum healing hypnosis technique is amazing. Just my very favorite technique. And then Reiki. I think those two things are truly a gift to us. So I love that. And also, I like this other one. I have a couple affirmations I love sharing. So, and it's simple. I approve of myself. How perfect is that? How easy and simple is that? I approve of myself. I love that. So, and you have to say that over and over and over. And that can be a little bit of a challenge, saying that over and over. Because I think some of us are like, yeah, right, there's no way. I can feel people's energy too. I can feel like they're like, that's not right. Right. I know it. And that's okay. Maybe it's not right for them. But if you feel like it's right in your heart, and you feel like it's right for you to take in, yeah, I don't know. That's just how I feel about that. And I love affirmations like that. But I know a lot of people that this would be like garbage to them. But I guess you're not listening to this if it is like that for them. Yeah. And then I realized how asleep they really are. Also, what was I going to say? Choose your own personal truth. Yeah. Yeah. It's like when you choose something that is a personal truth for you, and you move away from limiting beliefs that have been denying you your benefits, so you desire. So it's just like when you choose your truth and choose what works for you, you'll start to move away from that negative. That was really essentially my main, topic, is living your truth, knowing that you just had some limiting beliefs that just denied you of these benefits that you already knew you were, you desired them. You knew they're your truth. You knew that they worked for you. And it's just staying strong to what you, and it's always the belief system. If you realize that, staying true to what you believe. And we say it all the time. And it's like, what do we really believe? Are we just manipulated? Are we brainwashed? Do we have a lot of beliefs that don't serve us? That's the kind of stuff you should start to kind of go through and say, wait a minute, as I move into the future, what doesn't work for me anymore? Right? Because this is your life. No matter what situation you're in, no one can think your thoughts. No one can, it's like you think your own thoughts. You heal your own body. You are the one for you. Period. You are the one for you. That one's cute too. Yeah, let's see. So another affirmation, I'm on my path. The path is unfolding. It will reveal itself to me in the perfect timing, and all is really well. I love that. That's an Abraham Hicks one. Yeah, right. And that's why I always say, if they don't want to, that's just because they are so asleep. There's no way you can make anyone do anything, right? So you have to plant seeds, and that could be as simple as bringing laughter to them, bringing a little joke, knowing that they are that way. Okay, I get it. You're that way, and that's okay. And I guess it's like saying that's okay because you are you, right? You can't change anyone. But what's nice is if they want to do it and they don't know where to start, because then you can say, hey, I would start here. I would start as simple as just becoming aware that there's more out there than just battling it. Yeah. No, yeah. And you could never make anyone do anything. And that's totally fine. You almost have to accept it when they refuse it that hard, and you live the best you can live. And when you're living your best life, it's not going to matter. Yeah, you're going to be like, hey, you do you. If you're miserable, you'll see how great and happy I am, because I'm not miserable. I don't need your love to make my love whole. My love is whole because I love me, right? And I self-care myself, and I have good self-image, and I have good self-esteem. Um, and you're living your truth, and that's living your truth, is being the best you can be. And your light shines so bright that they can't help but see your light shining so bright. And they go, yeah. And it's like, okay, wow, they're really living their life. How do I do it? Oh, I think they may have said something about Reiki. And then there they go. They start typing away. That's planting a seed just without you even having to do anything. With you just loving you and knowing you're the best. And you just are like, hey, I'm happy. And you smile and you joke. And it's like, you can't bring me down because I already filled my cup whole with my own love, right? I don't rely on someone else to fill up my cup, that inside love that I need, because we all want it. We all want this beautiful love. And it's really just us loving ourselves. That's what we're really yearning for. And then when you're doing that, you're living your truth, and that's planted the seed, and your light is shining so bright, and you're just doing you. And people see that and they're like, what? How? Right? Yeah, it's really the secret to living the best life, is just really inviting that happiness, that joy, knowing that you've centered yourself around joy and happiness. It's like, hey, I can't control how you feel, but I can control how I feel. Yeah. Yeah. And you always can say, I'm raising an amazing adult. It's like, my kid's not going to be a kid forever. They're going to be an adult, and they're going to be secure, and they're going to love themselves. They're going to know to love themselves first and not ridicule themselves, and know they are the best in the personality that they are. It's like we all bring something different to the table. We all bring that little bit of difference. And that's what's so cool about it. And kids are awesome, and when you lead them down the path of self-love and self-esteem, like good self-esteem, good self-image, and always like basically hook them up so they know that yeah, it's like, yeah, that was a difficult decision today. I really had to choose between some really hard things, or my day was rough because this person really had a bad day. It's like really guiding them through that and saying, it's like, yeah, they did have a bad day. What did they have going on in their lives? And some people really get handed a hard deck of cards. I mean, their life can be so rough. I mean, no parents sometimes, or the parents are really just, I mean, they didn't have that self-love either growing up. So how can they even be great? And then you see others that get the parents that are great. You see that. I did when I was growing up, and I used to not really like those people because I grew up with my mom not having, or my mom having really, mental issues. But essentially, you're wanting to create. It's like, and it's not selfish too. Is saying I'm my favorite person. You should be your favorite person. I think selfish is like when you could be really ridicule and rude to other people. Aw. See, that's see, we need lots of really good humans out in the world, and that's amazing. That's how my daughters are too. They have really good work ethic. That's great. See, I just know it. I just knew that we had really great people out in the world, and it's great moms like you, and it's great parents out there, and just always wanting to hook their kid up, because no matter what, they're the next generation. They're the next to dive into what we've possibly left behind for them. So it's like, we don't want to leave a mess behind for our kids. We want them to just be like, yeah, it was a little sticky back there, but guess what? We had some really cool parents that just guided us through some of that wickedness. And now we're in this beautiful, positive atmosphere. We really know ourselves. We really love ourselves first. And we're always willing to shine our light on others. It's a whole nother energy. It's a whole nother approach. Because what it was in the past just didn't really work. And we know that it didn't work for us as we were kids. And it's just knowing that as we move into the future and we raise our kids to know they have to be in the world too. And the world, I feel like in the past, as we move in the future, it's thinning out that it's just like what Dolores Cannon's book said, is that we are going into a whole new earth. And it's not a new earth. It's more of like it's that awareness in our minds. It's our DNA strands, that whole scene. We're waking up. We're realizing. I like this one. I am beautiful. I am free. I don't need to be like them. I just need to be like me. I love that one. That was Louise Hay. She is stinking cute. And she's passed away like a few years now. But, she was so cute. Just the sweetest little lady. And she had a few things out there, like how to start your day. I am filled with unconditional love, and I express it today. I am filled with joy, and I express it today. I am filled with peace, and I share it today. I am filled with infinite wisdom, and I practice it today. And this is the truth of me. Ooh, I love that one. That is Louise. And you can start that every day, anytime you're in a situation of feeling like, this is sticky today. This is rough. I need to get through this day. Universe, help me. You call upon your angels. Angels, help me through this day. I need a little bit more light and love in my heart. Center me. I mean, it's just like things like that. We have angels. It's already a hard place to be. And the angels know that. So we have this like beautiful guidance team that says, hey, let's help you. When you go down there, you're going to forget everything. We're going to help you get on your path. And, but also you have to help yourself. It's that deal too. It's a team. Aw. Aw. That's awesome. That's so cool. I'm glad. Yeah. That's so cool. That's very, very awesome. I'm so glad that it is like that out in the world, because you can listen to anything else and it can just be so, ugh. I love it. I'm the same way. It's like, okay, guys, this one I know. I try not to overdo it. But I get like that because I get so excited. I get so excited that there's so much more than this little like negative world. And to know that there's this beautiful, positive world out there, that's the new earth. That's the exciting part. Every day is exciting for me. What's next? What's new? Yeah. But Reiki is my second favorite, and it just improves the body and the mind. And it's very gentle. It's very simple. So remember that if you find a practitioner. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so great. That's wonderful for sure. And there's a lot of that, and remember that your angels, your guidance team will always, they'll give you like, it's not going to just be talking words. It is words, but it's like, it gives you analogies. Is what I've noticed. It'll give you an analogy versus like, okay, here's this exact da 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 da. Some of us may have that, but I really feel right now because I'm very in tune too, and I feel like it was like analogies. We're going to give you a lot of analogies is how we talk to you. And I noticed that when I talk to some people, they'll give me like a small analogy and I'm like, all right, how about that? I love it. It's neat. Yeah, so I think I'm going to finish my day, and that was so fun. I love being on here. I haven't done this in a few months because I always like to come from my heart. I always like to be well balanced when I'm, because it's like essentially they're speaking through me to give you guys a message too as well. And I know, I love it. I love it. I'm so thankful you made it on here, and I'm thankful I came on. And it was like, I wasn't even sure if I was going to get to. But anyway, all right. Well, find me on Facebook and check out my website. And that is, you can go to, oh, good. I'm so glad. Yeah. And I'm going to be doing, I'm going to get my platform set up for past life regression group, the group regression. It's going to be so fun. It's a 2-hour deal. It's fun. You're going to love it. So if you can join in on that or a Reiki session or BQH, I'm available, and I'm excited too. And thank you for coming on my show and just listening to me. I appreciate it so much. It's like, there's just so much love. I'm just sending lots of love and light, and you too. And you have a great day. And thank you so much. And take care.